What's up, guys? It's Geo back for episode 4, week 3 of our Push 1500 UU series. In the last episode, we were able to achieve the rank of 1376, meaning we are roughly 125 points or close to 5 wins away from reaching the coveted 1500 mark. We're going to be using the same Blastoise and Infernape team that we've been using throughout the week. So let's hop straight into a battle. Hopefully we can find a battle relatively quickly and Showdown isn't lagging. I tried to come on at a time where I don't think people would be battling. It's like 11 o'clock right now, p.m. But you never know. I'm gonna lag check here, hopefully get me a battle a little bit quicker. And here is a battle. Oh boy, a lot of power. We have Lucario here, probably physical looking at his team layout. We have Scarftini, we have Mega Blastoise, we have probably max physical defense, Blissey, max physical defense, Slowbro, probably Assault Vested, and Raikou. This person is in a hurry, but we are going to lead with our Crocodile to get up rocks, probably. Yeah, I think that's my best play. Because even if he does lead with, he leads with his Chubby Turtle, which is his Blastoise, which is not great off the bat for me. That pretty much forces me into Shaman. Because I believe Shaman can take pretty much any hit that Mega Blastoise wants to go for. Goes for the Aura Sphere, does about 36%. That's fine by me. I am going to go straight away for the Leech Seed to hit whatever comes in. We see the Victini coming in. I'm going to go into my Crocodile to try to get the Intimidate off, which is really going to help me a lot. Because with max physical defense, I should be able to take at least one hit. Goes to the Zen Head, but I am immune to that, which is awesome, because now I have a chance to get out my rocks, which is going to help me a lot in the match. The way he brought Raikou in tells me that he has a Grass Knot. So I'm going to go out to my Jirachi to take whatever hit this thing wants to go for. Oh, Reflect. Okay, that's cool. What am I going to go for here? I can't start setting up because Blissey is still present. Oh, you're going to go for the Shadow Ball. What in the world? This is interesting. I get the crit Psychic. That's pretty cool. It might make up for the Spadef drop. Yeah, it probably does. I'm going to go into my Crocodile here because now that I know he has Reflect, I don't think this thing has anything to hit me. You're going to go for the Light Screen, which is fine by me because I'm just going to hit you up with the Toxic, which is great that I get it off on Slowbro. Holy moly, that is awesome. Because now you are on a timer wherever you go. I'm going to go out into my Shaman to hopefully take a Water-type attack. I take the Scald with ease. And I'm going to go for the Leech Seed to start stacking some residual damage on this Slowbro. I gotta hope you miss a Fire Blast. But you end up going into Grey Wind, your Lucario, as I end up missing the Leech Seed, which is a bit unfortunate. But it is what it is. My goal right now is to just stall out the turns of Reflect and Light Screen. Your screens are not going away yet. I'm gonna go for the Seed Flare right here, as you continue to boost. I'm fishing for the Spadef drops here. You do lose your Reflect, which is great for me, but I don't have anything for you at this point. Really, my only hope is praying that I can... Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shuffle out with Crocodile and continue to bait him into going for close combats. Hopefully I'll be able to live this. I am able to live it. Actually, I lived it relatively easily. I'm now going to go for the Brave Bird and pretty much just sack this thing off. It's an unfortunate thing that I have to do, but it is necessary for the rest of the team. At this point, what is the most expendable thing for me? I need Blastoise because Blastoise hits a majority of his team hard. I need to preserve Infernape for Blissey. Jirachi is probably looking pretty nice to sack right here. So I'm going to go out into my Crocodile, pray that I can just live a hit with my Jirachi. If I can take a hit, then I'll be good with that. You end up going for the Earthquake, which was a really good play, but you are going to die to Life Orb damage, giving you the 5-3 lead on the double down. At this point, I am going to go into my Blastoise because I'm fairly certain it has a good matchup versus the rest of your team. I'm not really fearing your Raikou right now because I'm not sure if you have anything to hit me. Oh, you probably do. So I'm going to go into my Crocodile. Go for the T-Bolt, please. T-Bolt, please? No. Alright, you're going to go for that thing, which is super annoying. And I'm going to go for the knockoff, because if I can get rid of your item, which is Light Clay, then that's going to help me a lot, considering your screens are already up. I don't think he has anything to hit me on this set, so I will be able to safely go for the Toxic on whatever wants to come in, and it is Mega Blastoise. So at this point, I just kind of have to hope that I can stall out his screens again. His team has put me in a very rough spot as... Oh, no, let me Mega. I was going to say his team has put me in a very tough spot because of screens Raikou. He's bringing in his Pink Blob on my Dark Pulse, but that does absolutely nothing. I'm going to go out into my Crocodile to take whatever hazard this thing wants, or status condition this thing wants to throw at me. It is a Toxic, and the Toxic miss kind of makes up for the Leech Seed miss on the Lucario earlier because I wouldn't have had to sack my Jirachi if I had gotten the Leech Seed hit, but I'm going to knock off his leftovers. He is going to Toxic my Crocodile, so that's a little unfortunate. I'm going to get up my rocks again, because I need to continually force his stuff in on the rocks. Let's see, what are you going to go for here? You're just going to go for the Wish. No, I do not want you to do that. So I'm going to go for the knockoff, expecting you to switch to probably Victini. Your light screen wore off. I wish your Reflect would have worn off. Here comes Victini. Am I going to be able to knock you out? I am not going to be able to knock you out, but I do get rid of your band. So at this point, what are you going to go for? Either way, I'm just going to go for the Toxic. After I'm going to die at the end of the turn to Toxic damage. But this does guarantee that I can come in with Blastoise and hit you up with a Water Pulse. So I'm going to do that right now. Here comes his Pink Blob. I need a fish for confusion right now. I'm put in another point yet again where I'm being walled by this thing. You go for the Heal Bell, which is kind of unfortunate. Because now your Slowbro is no longer Toxic, meaning it's going to be a lot tougher for me to break through. You're going to go for the Protect to try to... I don't know. I don't really know what you're trying to do at this point. Just probably trying to make me feel comfortable going for Aura Sphere. As you bring in Victini, that was a fairly obvious play. Probably should have predicted that, but I didn't. Is Infernape going to be able to take a V-Create? Or a Bolt Strike? I don't think it's going to. But Blastoise kind of has this team under wraps. But I'm going to go out and try to see if I can live one. I can! Holy moly. So I am going to be able to go for the Thunder Punch now. Hopefully I'm going to be able to do a lot of damage. Here comes Slowbro. Hold this Thunder Punch. That does a lot of damage. I'm satisfied with that. Because now all I need is just a good roll in order to take this thing out. I do not get said good roll as you're just going to go for Thunder Wave. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to be able to come in with my Blastoise. And I kind of got to go for the Dark Pulse. Because it does hit Victini. So Victini is officially eliminated from the match, which is going to be awesome for me. Here comes Dopey, the Slowbro. I'm just going to continually go for Dark Pulse as he's trying to switch out to get more regenerated, to get to a higher amount of HP with Regenerator, which is a good play on his part because at this point my Mega Blastoise has turned the match around. What am I going to... I'm just going to continually go for the Dark Pulse. It is going to be able to take it out after the Stealth Rocks damage. So Crocodile's Rocks are crucial for coming through right now. Which one of these is more powerful? I guess I'm gonna go for the Dark Pulse and fish for flinches. A flinch right now would be amazing. I do not get it, and he gets the crit. Um, and this is why I believe we run a little bit of speed on our Blastoise, don't we? Yeah, we run a little bit of speed on our Blastoise to outspeed that kind of stuff. If his Raikou is enabled to knock me out with the Volt Switch. Okay, so that crit probably mattered, but you know, that's the kind of stuff that happens on the ladder, and that's what you gotta end up kind of dealing with. Um, so this is an interesting team, probably Subseed, Jumpluff. Umbreon is going to be annoying. Specs Noivern, Florges, Assault Vest Metagross, and physically defensive, or especially defensive, Milotic. So I'm going to lead with Crocodile to get my rocks up, as you lead with Noivern, which is bad for me. I need to go out into something to take a U-turn, and it is going to be my Crobat. Oh, I forgot to say good luck, have fun, my bad. Okay, so you're going to go straight out into your Metagross. I'm just going to go for the U-turn. I don't know what to expect from this thing right now. So I'm going to go back into my Crocodile. Oh, I don't get the Intimidate, but I'm able to take the Zen Headbutt. Now I'm going to go for the knockoff. Get rid of your Assault Vest. And you go for the Hammer Arm, which does a lot, but your speed is now lowered, which is good with me. So I'm just going to go for the Earthquake as you go for the Bullet Punch. That's a crit. It does 23%. That stinks. I'm getting haxed out. Or not, I'm not getting haxed out. But it's certainly not helping me. I am going to go for my rocks here as you go for the Sleep Powder, which is annoying. I don't really care if this thing sets up a sub, because I can hit around it with Infiltrator. Come on, Crocodile. I need your help. Just wake up. That's all I need from you. You're going to go for the Infestation and knock me out, though. You go for the sub. Crocodile wakes up and gets off some clutch rocks, which is awesome. Because now that Noivern is not going to appreciate switching in, and I've already eliminated one of the biggest threats to my team, which is Assault Vest Metagross. So I'm just going to go straight away for the Brave Bird. I have no reason not to. I take it out because I do have Infiltrator. I hit it behind the sub. That's a great thing about Crobat. And you go into my Lodic. And I'm going to go for the U-turn here. I know you're going to go for the Ice Beam. So I'm going to go out into my Infernape, where I can bait the Water move and get a good switch and a Shaman here. Alrighty, here comes the Scald. Don't burn me, please. I get the burn, but that's okay. I'm just going to go straight away for the Seed Flare. You have Noivern to take it, but... Oh, I miss. That's great. Great. I'm going to go for this one more time. Hope I hit. I hit, but I'm not able to take it out. Oh, you get the competitive boost. So, if I'm able to take this thing out, or if I'm able to hit this Seed Flare, then I'm good. But you go into Noivern, which is not a problem with me. I'm just going to go straight away for the rest, and hope you miss your Hurricane. That's basically how this is going to go. You're going to go for the Switcheroo, and I'm going to get the Choice Scarf, but I'm going to go for the rest, which puts me back up at full health. And then I'm going to go out into my Jirachi, because I don't really think there's a whole... Oh, yes, you can hit me with the Flamethrower. Please don't go for the Flamethrower. You go for the Boom Burst. That's cool. At this point, I'm just going to start Calm Minding up. Yeah, I'm just going to start Calm Minding up as you go for the Flamethrower. That's probably a dumb decision on my part. So I'm just going to go for the Psychic here, because Noivern is extremely frail, and a +1 Jirachi should be able to take it out. You go for the Flamethrower, I can tank it, and I'm not able to take you out, which is interesting. So, Blastoise, no. I need Jirachi to take care of Florges late game. So I guess my best thing to go into right now is my Infernape. Because Infernape should be able to do some good damage to this thing. You go for the Draco. Was not expecting that. But now I essentially get a free switch into my Blastoise. and get a free Dark Pulse on whatever you want to switch into. Which is good, I guess. You're just going to go for the Double Draco, does nothing to me. But since Blastoise has no form of recovery, then I can't recover off that damage later. You're going to go into Florges, which is super annoying. I'm going to go into my Shaman here. Because you're going to go for the Energy Ball. That's cool. I'm going to go for the Leech Seed right now. Because anything he has left gets hit by Leech Seed. Now I am locked, Choice Scarfed into Leech Seed, which probably wasn't the best play in hindsight. But I'm going to go into my Crobat because I can... Oh, you go for the Psychic. That was a great prediction. I didn't know these things were in Psychic. My bad. I'm going to go for the Flash Cannon, though. He's probably expecting this. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I'm getting absolutely wrecked right here. So, looks like I'm going to come in and try to lock myself in on Seed Flares. Hopefully I can get a Spadef drop. I'm able to hit, give me, dang it, I don't get the Spadef drop, which kind of stinks. But, I get the Spadef drop there. You're going to Wish. And we're going to do these Wish Protection shenanigans, so I'm switching out to Blastoise. This is one thing I don't like about UU. Is that I'm geared towards the... What was the point of that Protect? I'm geared towards, like, the very offensive OU meta, as opposed to the very defensive and, like, super bulky meta that UU has. Because, like, you have things like Milotic and Florges, and even, like, Metagross is a very tanky attacker. You have Mega Blastoise, you have Jirachi running around, you have Crocodile running around. You have Water Pulse Confusions running around. Dang it, I didn't get in. I wanted it so bad. I am going to take this thing out with another Water Pulse, though, which is cool. And then I'm going to go for the Aura Sphere on this. So it looks like because Blastoise outspeeds the rest of this guy's team, then... Can you stop protecting, please? Then it looks like I will be able to clinch the game, barring any, like... Oh, wow, you lived. Oh, okay, so you go for the foul play, and I do live, which is nice. So, stop protecting. This isn't doing anything for you. My lord. Alrighty. So, I'm going to take this thing out with the Aura Sphere, and meaning that is going to be a good game for a rare cold, because I should be able to take this thing out. He just forfeits. Alright, we're going to try to get up to 1,400 in this episode. I wanted to get up to 1,500 this week, but it's just not happening. We have Hippo, Physically Defensive Hippo, probably Specially Defensive Blissey, Mega Blastoise, Haunch Crow, which is super scary and does a mean number to some of my team, Victini, and Lucario. So I'm going to lead with my Crocodile, as you lead with Victini, expecting the U-turn. I guess, expecting the U-turn. Am I allowed to go out into Crobat here? Yeah, sure. We're going to go into Crobat expecting the U-turn. That is literally going to do nothing. And I'm going to be able to U-turn out on whatever you want to bring in. You end up going into Blastoise. That's a good switch for you. But I'm going to be able to U-turn out into my Shaman. One nice thing about Mega Blastoise is that they don't often carry Ice Beam, so they don't have a lot to touch Shaman. But I'm just going to go for the Leech Seed here, expecting you to switch into something like Victini. But this is Blissey, meaning that I will literally never die now. Because, 12% of Blissey's HP is a lot of mine. You're going to go into Haunch Crow. That's fine by me. I'm going to hit you up with an Air Slash, and then I'm going to go into Crocodile to take on Haunch Crow. You go for the Brave Bird. Holy moly, that was a crit. I'm going to go for my rocks here in kind of a last-ditch effort to get him up, hoping he's going to go for the Sucker Punch. He goes for the Sucker Punch. I'm going to get my rocks up, which is great. And then, Now that I know you're gonna go for the Brave Bird, I'm probably just gonna go. What thing does not do a lot of work this battle? I'm probably just gonna go into Jirachi here. As you go for the Brave Bird, not quite gonna take yourself out. Oh yeah, you are gonna take yourself out after Life Orb recoil. I forgot about that. But so I was able to maneuver around that thing, which is nice. I'm gonna go for the Grass Knot here. He did not, or she did definitely not see that coming. I'm gonna be able to take the Dark Pulse because I have a ton of bulk. And you go out in a Luke, which is fine by me. I have other things to deal with Mega Blastoise at this point, so I can just safely stay in and sack my Jirachi. So this is a Life Orb, which means it might have SD, I'm not sure. But in any case, I'm just going to go into my Blastoise, because Blastoise can hit whatever he wants to bring in with an Aura Sphere. Here's Blissey, so we're going to see how powerful Mega Blastoise really is. It is 28%, which is laughable. That is laughable. I'm going to go into Shaman to take a status. Toxic, I'm fine with Toxic. I'm going to Leech Seed, and then, because he'll do 12% with Toxic, you go for the Wish. So at this point, I can just continue to stay in and go for Air Slash and hope for flinches and whatnot. Actually, I'm gonna go. I was gonna go for the double Leech Seed. That would have been cool. All right, I'm going to switch to Crocodile here to get a Last Ditch Intimidate off. As you go for the Swords Dance, that's great. That is great. I'm gonna go for the Earthquake, just in case you go for like Bullet Punch or something. But you go for Close Combat. That was the smarter move for you to do. So I commend you for that. And I'm just gonna go out into my Infernape now. Hope that I can kill with a Bullet Punch, because that's probably the best chance that I have. Actually, no, I can just go straight away for Close Combat. You go into Hippo, which was a good play. I get the crit, which is awesome. And I'm just going to go into Shaman from here, because even if you want a Toxic, like, you can either Toxic or EQ. Those are probably your two best moves you have right now. You're going to go for the Slack Off instead. But Shaman was a good switch for me right there, because I can just heal off any status he wants to go for. He's going to go ahead and get his rocks up, which is a good play. And I'm going to double Leech Seed, predicting you not to stay in here, and go into something like Blissey or Luke. So you do go into Blissey, which is going to be great for me, because I'm going to get all my HP back. Wow, a lot of after-turn effects. So can a Seed Flare take you out? Seed Flare's not going to be able to take you out, which stinks, and you soft-boiled. I'm just going to Air Slash and hope for flinches here, because this situation is not beneficial to either one of us, because he can't do enough damage to me to where I have to switch. You miss another Toxic. That stinks. The problem with Seed Flare is I only have 8 of them, and I have to kind of fish for the Spadef drops selectively now. I am going to go for the Leech Seed here in case you do want to switch out. As you do switch out into the Lucario, which is fine by me. That just means that I'm going to get an Air Slash off on you and hope I can do some damage. You're going to go straight away for the Close Combat and get a crit. That stinks, but after Life Orb, Air Slash, and Leech Seed, I am going to be able to take Luke out, which was a huge threat to the rest of my team, just because I don't have any resists besides Crobat, and Crobat's not really that bulky. At this point, it's questionable whether I need Shaman, so I'm just going to go for the Leech Seed and sack Shaman. As you go out into the Blissey, that is fine by me, though, because I do have Infernape, and Infernape is cool. So, Close Combat, here we come. Close Combat just hits like an absolute truck on Infernape, and it's one reason I really like it. However, I'm not going to be able to do enough right there to force any switches or anything. But I can go into Crobat, which is nice. And then if you go into Blissey, I can just taunt you, but you go for the whirlwind, which is bad. I'm expecting you to whirlwind again, so I'm going to close combat. Hopefully you whirlwind. If you don't whirlwind, then I lose. You slack off. Oh my lord, stop! Hippowdon is really annoying. You're gonna whirlwind on my switch, and why does Infernape keep getting brought out? Gosh dang it. So now I have to go for close combat. Hopefully I get like a mega crit or something. But now I can safely bring in Blastoise, I guess, safely, in Austin Powers air quotes. I'm going to turn the timer on you, because I do not like Hippo. Hippo is really annoying, and Hippo needs to stop. I am going to take out Hippo in one shot with the Water Pulse. I just couldn't get whirlwinded into this thing earlier. I guess I'm going to go for the Aura Sphere now and hope you miss the Toxic. That's, I guess, my only chance. You're going to go for the Soft Boiled. Stop! You have no reason to go for Soft Boiled. You actually don't. So, I'm going to make your Toxic fail, and then I'm going to Taunt, and then I'm going to Roost back up to full health. So that'll force you to reveal any attacking move you might have. You go for the S-Toss, and I lost. So that's a good game. We played terribly. That's going to be the end of this episode, just because I'm too frustrated right now to record another episode. But if you guys did enjoy the episode, please make sure to slap that like button, as it does show support for the channel. I'm just going to leave this battle. Okay. And make sure to answer today's comment question of the day. What do you guys think of the new intro? We're trying this new intro out. We'll see how it goes. And if you guys are enjoying the constant content, please make sure to subscribe. And with that, I will catch you on the flip-flop.